Welcome to this yoga session this afternoon. We are going to be just doing a little bit of a beginner's stretch through some rotations and really seeing how we can just release any tension, and if we've been overindulging over the Christmas period, then it's just going to let us release any of that. So bring yourselves down to your mat, and just to start ourselves off. So if you want to bring yourself to your mat and just bring yourself so that you're in a seated position and facing towards me. So facing towards the camera here. Okay. And there we go. So bringing yourself to a seated position on your mat. And we're just going to slow down and really focus on how we're seated on our mats, okay? So we want to think about our hips and our buttocks in the central position, and the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And really start to focus on our shoulders coming away from our ears. So when we're in these seated positions, we want to think about being heavy through our buttocks. You'll see that I'm in a seated position with my legs parallel. That's optional. If you prefer, you can have your legs crossed. If it feels a little bit tight, you can always sit on a block, or obviously if you're at home, you can sit on a cushion to just raise yourself up. So come into a position that feels comfortable for you, and allowing you to just open up through your hips a little bit. We'll just take our arms alongside our body. We're going to take a breath in, reaching our arms up, bringing our palms together, and exhaling. We're going to repeat this a couple of times. As we inhale, we want to think about raising up from our belly and our chest, but our shoulders don't bunch towards our ears. So we start to really engage around the lower tummy muscles. And then breathing down. Inhaling, raising up, palms together, exhaling to lower. And one more. Inhaling, raising up, palms together, and lowering down. We're going to take our right hand across to our left knee. The left hand alongside you or just slightly behind you, pressing into that front knee, and pick our first rotation. So just looking over your left shoulder. Obviously we're working online, so you'll probably be going the opposite way, or just make sure that you do both sides. So sitting up nice and tall, pressing your front hand towards your knee, just looking alongside or behind you slightly. Inhaling. As you exhale, just pressing into that front knee. As we exhale, just see if you can rotate a little bit further, or just really bringing your breath into the position. And then we're going to press into the front hand. We're going to come around and then facing around to the other side. So placing your right hand alongside you or slightly behind you. And again, we're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're just going to take that further rotation. Inhaling and exhaling. And again, sitting up nice and tall, just taking those nice big rotations. We're going to take a couple more breaths here. And then coming around to face towards the front. Again, sitting up nice and tall, heavy into our buttocks. Full breath in, palms together, exhaling to lower. We're going to go again. Inhaling, really breathing in from your tummy, exhaling to lower. And one more big inhalation. And as we exhale, this time we're going to hinge from our hips, walk our hands forward. So we inhale, and as we exhale, again, really think about exhaling and hinging from your hips. So trying to keep your legs and buttocks down onto the floor. Each exhale, just see if you can sink down into the pose a little bit more. Going to walk our hands, keeping them low and ahead. We're going to walk our hands across to the right side. So in line with our right knee. Again, inhaling, as you exhale, sink down a little bit further. Staying nice and low, we're going to walk across to the other side. Inhaling, and again, exhaling, walking your hands a little bit further, but trying to keep those bottoms, or your bottom, sinking down towards the mat there. And then slowly coming through the center, sinking down, and then pressing yourself back up into the center. We'll just give our shoulders a little bit of a roll around, rotating around there. And then we're going to swap our legs over. So however you're sitting in your cross-legged position, swapping your legs over. So that allows us to take that sinking down into our hips and buttocks on both sides. Okay, so we're going to rotate again, sitting up nice and tall, breathing up from our tummy and noticing that breath traveling up around our chest. We're going to take the left hand across to the right knee, right hand alongside or slightly behind you there. And again, inhaling, and as you exhale, just see if you can just press into that front knee, just rotating a little bit further there. Again, inhaling, and as you exhale, pressing into that front knee, right hand just alongside you or slightly behind you. And then pressing in, rotating around to the front. We're going to go around to the other side. So pressing into the front knee, again, really sinking down into your hips and buttocks. And then we take that nice big rotation through the center. And then coming around to face the front. So instead of hinging from our hips and going forward with our legs crossed, we're going to take our legs wide. And again, take what feels right for you here. So if you need them closer together, that's absolutely fine. Taking the distance that feels right for you, but this time we're pointing our toes up towards the ceiling. So we're really taking a nice stretch through the back of the legs. And again, engaging around our lower tummy muscles here, okay? Hips are coming wide. We're going to just walk our hands down through the center. Again, inhaling. As you exhale, just see if you can press your body down a tiny bit lower. Each inhale, we're bringing in our fresh energy. Each exhale, we're just sinking down a little bit further. And then we're going to keep our hands nice and low and coming across towards the right foot. So we're inhaling. As we exhale, let's sink down a little bit further. Melting towards that straight leg. Obviously, if it's feeling a little bit tight and you're up here, that's absolutely fine. We're starting to work with our own range of movement here. The inhaling, as we exhale, sinking down a little bit lower. And then we're going to stay nice and low, coming through the center, and then coming to the other side. Inhaling, exhaling, bringing our body as close as feels comfortable towards the straight leg here on the left side. And then we're coming back through the center. So this is a lovely stretch here to do. These are great to do first thing in the morning. You will feel tight, or before bed. So really nice to bring your awareness to your breath coming in from your tummy, getting those lovely rotations. And so first thing in the morning gets your digestive working. And if you're doing it in the evening, then leave a little gap after you've had your dinner, so you're not eating straight beforehand. But as you then could sink down and really melt down into these poses. Going to walk our hands slightly further forward. Again, try and take a stretch from your shoulders, hinging from your hips. And then we're going to slowly uncurl, coming back through into the center. We're going to walk the legs in and just giving them a little bit of a massage here, a little bit of movement, getting that the blood going around your legs here. So we're just going to take our right leg, bending at the knee. Again, checking in with your hips and buttocks, shoulders away from our ears, sinking down into that position. We're going to take the left elbow across the right knee. So just on the inside there. Right hand alongside you, sitting up nice and tall, like a high five, okay, with that hand. Again, pressing into the front leg and the hand behind you. Inhaling as we exhale, just taking another rotation here. And then slowly releasing your hand and your foot, swapping the legs over, sinking down into your hips and buttocks. Right hand, right elbow onto the left knee, left hand alongside you, sitting up nice and tall. Inhaling, and as we exhale, pressing into that front knee. And again, big inhalation as we exhale, really sinking down into the hips and buttocks, perhaps pressing your elbow towards your knee here. And then we're coming around facing towards the front. Give your legs a little bit of a shake out here. We're sinking down into the hips and buttocks. We're going to take a breath in. Feet are flexed as we exhale, coming over the straight legs here. Just for your shoulders, opening up through your hamstrings, just seeing how those legs are feeling. Inhaling. As we exhale, just bring your body a tiny bit closer towards your legs. And then slowly curling up, coming up through the center. So this is just a really nice sequence of movements that's going to work for detoxifying, getting those rotations as we're going around in the body. So, and opening up through the backs of the legs. So as I say, really nice sequence to do first thing in the morning or before bed. I'm just going to bring yourself down to child's pose. So coming into tabletop, if you want to take a little bit more stretches, you can work through some tabletop, working through some cat-cow, getting your spine going, or bringing yourself down into a nice child's pose, walking your hands ahead, inhaling, and as you exhale, just let your bottom sink down towards your heels, arms ahead in line with your shoulders. Remember, this is your time here, so you can just take what feels right for you as you just let yourself sink down into the position. Just letting go of any tightness around the shoulders and through the back of the body. Just take a few breaths here, just letting ourselves sink down in towards the mat. And then when you're ready in your own time, you can stay in that position, or you can enjoy the music, just letting yourself settle in for the rest of the time that you've got available. Or you can bring yourself out of child's pose and let yourself carry on with the rest of your day.